After many years of being a metalhead, I've finally decided to make my own battle vest. And I'll probably go a lot into details, so I decided to split this battle vest project into at least 3 parts. So this first part will just be about starting out a battle jacket or battle vest, more about the garment itself. I'm also going to talk a little bit about spikes or studs. And then for my second part, I will go through the patches. And then for the third part, I haven't really decided, but maybe a back patch reveal if I don't do that in the second part. Maybe finding the layout for the patches, or just simply do a full reveal when it's done. So be sure to come back to my channel if you want to see the whole process. But in this video, I'm just going to talk about the jacket or vest itself and how you can start out. So the first thing you have to decide is really if you want a battle jacket or a battle vest. This could be just personal preference or depending on where you live, what you prefer wearing to concerts. Even though I live in a very cold climate, I decided to go for a vest. Mostly because it's hard to find jackets that fit me well, and just because I like the look of them. I'm also quite picky when it comes to music and patches in general, so I thought maybe I wouldn't have enough patches to fill a whole jacket with the sleeves and everything, which might have turned out quite wrong, but we'll see. And even though I wanted a battle vest, I did purchase a jacket. This is something I've seen people in other videos complain about, that they can't find decent denim vests to make battle vests from. So that's kind of one tip to take from this, is that you don't have to go out finding a vest. You can just buy any type of jacket and cut off the arms and you have a vest. There's also a lot of options when it comes to material or colors. You could have a leather vest, even though it's kind of hard to sew patches on it. So I guess denim is the more common one because of that. And the most common colors are usually blue denim or black denim. But I've also seen some really cool colored ones out there, like a red one. You just choose what suits you the best and what you think goes well with the patches that you want on it. Maybe you even already have a favorite jacket in your wardrobe that you could turn into a vest. I did also see someone make a video where I think they dyed their vest a certain color, but to do that they had bought a black vest, which they then bleached and then colored, which in my opinion sounds really strange, because if you're going to dye your vest a certain color, the most easy way to go would be to buy a very light blue denim vest and then just use a dye over that. I think that gives you a much better result than trying to bleach black first and then dyeing. It's also less work, obviously. So I would suggest buying a black piece if you want black. But if you want a special colored vest, then get a light denim blue vest and either bleach first or just dye right on top of that. So let's take a look at the vest that I bought for myself. Now, if you're new to my channel, you may not know that I am very small. I'm only like 5 feet tall or 152 centimeters. Basically the size of a 12-year-old. And so I decided to buy a children's jacket. And I'll try and insert a picture here maybe of like the original, just for fun. Even though I really like the look of blue denim vests on top of like a whole black outfit, which makes the patches kind of stand out more, I didn't end up getting a black jacket for me. I don't know, I usually wear all black and I rarely wear blue denim at all. I have like one jacket, but I feel more comfortable in black. Also with the type of patches that I want to put on it, they're also mostly black and not a lot of color, so I just think the patches that I want to put on the vest will look better with a black background than a blue one. And I've already done some prep work to mine, but I'll insert some photos and maybe a clip here of what the original jacket looked like before I customized it, just so you can see what it looked like before. Maybe as you can see, the sleeves didn't fit me that well and the jacket was maybe even a little bit oversized, but I don't really mind. Then I cut off the sleeves. I saw someone suggest that after you cut off the sleeves, you could toss it in the washing machine and it would kind of automatically like fringe the last pieces of threads around the armholes. but for me that didn't really work. It still looked kind of unfrayed. So what I did was to take something small, sturdy and sharp, and I just used like a basic straight up nail to do this, and I just ripped all around the armholes to make the frayed edge and then cut it like to approximately the same length all around, which took a good while, but it's worth it for the final result, I think, because I really liked the frayed edges around the armholes. I think that looks really cool. So that's what I try to do with mine. Even though my camera is a little bit bright right now, I think you can still kind of see that it's not like pitch black. It almost has like a distressed look because it has some like white parts here and there. Actually quite like that. Also because I think it's not gonna blend in as much. If I were to wear a black long sleeve or band shirt underneath, it will still kind of look a little bit lighter. So I'm actually really happy with the color of this one. Some people also decide to cut off the neck collar. Some people say that the vest will fit better underneath hoodies and stuff like that. I personally like the collar, so I'm gonna keep that. Mine has front pockets with buttons, which I'm thinking that I might cut off because I'm most likely gonna fill the whole front with patches, and with this flap and the button underneath it might get a little bulky, so I might end up cutting that off, but I haven't really decided yet. But that's also an option. Another thing I knew I wanted on my vest was to not have shiny silver buttons. I'm just really happy with this purchase because it had everything that I wanted. This one has kind of like dark grey buttons that don't really stand out much from the black. Another thing is the material itself. This is denim, but it is a blend. I think it was like 75 or 80% denim. But then it does have some polyester kind of blend to it. So mine is actually like a little bit stretchy and it is quite thin. So it's not as sturdy as 100% denim, but I'm not planning to have a lot of studs on it. But if you're going to deck out your vest in a lot of heavy studs or spikes, then maybe go for 100% denim just so that it can handle the weight. And on the back here it's just completely plain and no buckles down here either, which I like. And then hopefully here you can see how the frayed edges came out, and you can also decide the length on your frayed edges. You could of course completely cut them off if you don't want them, or you can leave them even longer when you cut off the sleeves and fray them, and then just cut the length you want afterwards. Another idea I saw on a different video is to make yourself pockets. I don't know if you could tell, but mine does not have pockets on the sides here. And if you're a girl like me, your pants might not have pockets either. So making your own pockets on your vest might be a good idea. So I saved a piece of fabric from the sleeves that I cut off. I might try and sew this on the front, on the inside. I know some people put beer cans in them, but I haven't really decided if I want to do that yet, because if I put the pocket on first, then it's gonna be a bit tricky to sew on the patches. And also you have to try and not sew the pocket closed while you sew on the patches. And then if I do the patches first, then it's gonna be a bitch to try and sew on the pocket afterwards. So I might just skip that altogether. But that is a really good idea, I think, for a vest, if it doesn't already come with pockets. And of course there's 2 sleeves, so there's definitely enough fabric to make 2 pockets or even more if you want. Then moving on to studs. There's a ton of different websites that you can buy from, but I just got mine from eBay because it was the cheapest. There's also a shit ton of different types of studs and spikes and what type of closure they have. Like if it's like the prong ones that you kind of just bend into the fabric, or if there's like an actual screw. From experience, I knew that I wanted the screw-on studs. I have this old green jacket, even with a cool patch on it. And this one has the mushroom type studs. They are the ones that you just bend. when I wear this with just like a tank top or t-shirt, it can be a bit uncomfortable. So I knew that I wanted the screw-on studs because they are completely flat at the bottom and won't scrape your skin. I also like them because they're a bit on the heavy side, and I think having like a bit weight to the vest just kind of feels really nice. Almost like a heavy watch or something, or heavy jewelry. I don't know, it's just something with the heavy feel that I like. So that's also a plus with the screw-ons. I tried looking at inspiration photos from other battle vests. First of all, there's not a lot of power metal vests out there. Like, I almost never see vests with the patches that I have, which is kind of, I don't know, intimidating maybe. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of black metal and death metal or punk vests out there, and very few power metal vests. So it's kind of hard for me to find inspiration, but I tried to at least take inspiration from the layout and the spikes or studs. And even though a lot of the punk vests use a lot of studs and the more cone-shaped studs, I decided to go for spikes because that's what I like the best. It's also what I used the most in my teenage years when I did used to wear more spiked stuff. And I also decided to get 2 different types just for a little bit of variation. I have no idea where I want to place the spikes yet because I do want to place the patches first and then fill out any gaps with the studs afterwards. But I did get 2 different types, so I got like a basic straight up spike with a pointy end. And I'll write the millimeters on the screen because I can't remember right now. I think this was like 10 millimeter, so 1 centimeter. Since I ordered online, it was kind of hard to envision how big it actually is. But 10 millimeters seemed to be like the most common one online, so I just winged it and bought these. And I don't really mind that they're small. One, because I myself and my vest is really small, so I don't want anything that looks way oversized. And secondly, since I want studs on my shoulders, I also don't want anything, like I would have loved like really tall spikes on my shoulders, but with having super long hair, I know that it's just gonna be a whole mess. So that's also why I went for a bit smaller sized spikes. So we have these, and I bought a bag of 200. Not sure if that's a lot or very little. They came in a bag of 100, so I bought 2 pieces of these. But then I also got this type, which I think is called a 3 spike. It has kind of like a more narrow base. For some reason I've always liked how these look. They kind of feel old school to me. I don't know why. I thought these might catch more on the hair because of the narrow base. So with these I only bought 100. So 300 spikes in total, which I'm hoping will be enough. And if not, I'm just gonna have to order more. A lot of people also put buttons or pins on their vests. Even like non-music related stuff. Some people like to have a little bit of variation and maybe put something gaming related or other interests that they might have. Personally, I don't think I'm gonna do that. At least not buttons. Buttons are not really my thing. I do like pins though, so I might buy some pins in the future, but right now I don't really have any that I want to put on it. And I've also seen people put chains or get creative with safety pins on them, at least in the punk scene. So basically you can put whatever the fuck you want on your vest, and yeah, just be creative. I think that was everything I wanted to mention for this beginning part. If you have any type of questions, just leave them down below and I'll try to answer. Stay tuned for part 2, where we're gonna look through a bunch of patches. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already. That way you won't miss my next video. Also a huge thanks to my patrons. If you would like to become a patron, you get 3 days early access and also with no ads. It really helps me out in being able to make these kind of videos. You can also hit thumbs up, and then I hope to see you in my next video. Vi ses!